Okay, sit yourself onto your left and into a good cross-legged position. Just spend a moment to observe how you're sitting. Do you feel like you're sitting with levelness at the seat bones? Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Spend a moment just to listen to the breath. And as you listen to the breath, spend a little time to listen to the physical body. Observe how the physical body feels for you. How the seat bones feel in connection with the cushion. How the feet feel in connection with the floor. Pull against the knees and elevate the heart area really consciously up towards the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just focus your eyes on something that doesn't move. Allowing the eyes to become soft and still in the sockets. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Press the palms firmly together and lengthen from your armpits into your elbows, the elbows into the heels of the hands up into the fingertips. Just spending a moment just to collect yourself, to listen to the breath, to listen to the body. If after a little while you realise that maybe you're not sitting evenly, then adjust on your cushion. Move the buttock flesh if need be. Just find that internal balance. And with an out breath, allow your eyes to gently close. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Filling your lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. Just spend some time observing how the physical body feels right now. Observe where it would feel nice to stretch, where there is resistance, where there is freedom, allowing you to set an intention for your practice. Draw your chin forwards and down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area, and then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards, with the tips of the fingers connected to the tips of the index fingers connected to the tips of the thumbs. Gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice. Raise your head and allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Your abdomen and your ribs and your shoulders. Using your out breath to intensify the turn. Listening to the breath. Filling the lungs with energy. And using the out breath to convert that energy into power. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest. Elevating the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Drawing yourself around to the other side. I think I might have said left last time, but just turning the other way around. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just observe the clarity of the light in the room. Observe how the body feels as you turn. Filling the lungs with energy, using that exhalation to intensify the turn, using the exhalation as power into the pose. Come back to the center and then come off your lift. Sit down onto your heels, have the big toes together and the knees apart. Just wriggle into your inner heels, wriggle the outer buttock into the inner heels. Press the shins into the floor consciously and then elevate your heart area up to the ceiling. Take a deep inhalation and then come forward, stretching forward, lengthening into the pose. Listening to the sound of the in-breath, the sound of the out-breath. Turning the tailbone in, drawing the tailbone down towards the heels, lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, have your feet as wide apart as the mat. And then come up into dog down. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Lengthening out the spine. Keep the kneecaps tight and keep the fronts of the thighs lifting all the way up to the top of the leg and turning inwards at the same time. Just maintaining the depth of the breath in the same way as you were doing when you were in swastikasana. Step your feet forward, come up into standing position, and then get some blocks for your hands. Get some blocks for your hands and bring your feet as wide apart as the mat. Make sure that your toes are in line, and then make sure that your heels are consciously touching the edge of the mat. That your little toes are consciously touching the edge of the mat. So the toes are in line in front of you, and you can feel the mat on the edge of the heel. Lift up into the chest, have your hands on your hips, wing the elbows back. Lift the heart area, keep the shoulders down, keep the kneecaps consciously tightened and the fronts of the thighs turning inwards. That gives you space in your hips. Come forwards with a straight back, keep the head lifted. Lifting the thighs all the way up to the tops of the legs, and then find the blocks. Just feel how this feels for you today. Just observe the physical sensation of the pose. Does it feel like there's an evenness of action? Or does one leg work more willingly than the other? Try and get the less willing leg to mirror the more willing leg. Lift the seat bones, project chin and the chest forwards. If you can go down lower, then do. But just work with consciousness. Work with consciousness of extension. Maintaining that extension as you go more deeply into the pose. If you've got a bad back, then stay at the top level. If you can move down into the pose, bringing your hands down to the floor eventually, then do that with a consciousness that you're not losing by gaining. By coming down to the floor, you're not losing the action of the legs. You're not hitting your weight forwards into your toes. Hit the weight into your shins by hitting the legs back, projecting the chin and the chest forwards. If you can reach around the backs of the heels, then do. But again, if you feel that you lose the action of the legs to come into the pose, then you're doing the pose with the ego rather than the physical intelligence. So feel that each incremental stage of the pose deepens the pose. It doesn't hinder it. So going into the pose deeper isn't really going into the pose deeper. Because if you lose the physical and mental connection, then you're not really going into the pose more deeply. You're just doing gymnastics. The yogasana is a pose that penetrates both the mind and the breath and the body. And as soon as one of those goes, it just becomes gymnastics. Not that there's anything wrong with gymnastics, of course, but it's a different discipline. I mean, gymnastics is quite an amazing discipline, isn't it? But it's not yoga. Bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into standing. Just find your uttanasana, inner edge of the feet together, lifting up into the chest. Tightening the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards so that the backs of the thighs broaden outwards. Tuck your tailbone in. Draw the belly button to the spine, the lower ribs towards the spine. Lift the heart area. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide for trikonasana. Then turn your left toes in. Pick up the heel of the right foot and bring the heel in line with the toes. Face the front. Reactivate the legs, tightening at the kneecaps. Turning the legs outwards this time rather than inwards. Turn the legs outwards to accommodate the hips. Feel that both legs are fully engaged. And maintain that action of the back leg as you come down and find the shin. Look up, reach up. Feel that there is even action in the arms. Feel in 3 dimensions that the body is in alignment, that the front leg buttock bone is in line with the front leg heel, that the back leg is hitting towards the wall behind you. The abdomen is reaching up to the ceiling, that there's even action in the arms. Reach up, come back to the centre. Keep your arms outstretched. Turn the right toes in slightly. And again, pick up the heel of the left foot. Bring the heel in line with the toes. So this heel ends up being in line with the toes of the back foot. So the toes or the instep are okay, but never the heel in line with the heel of the back foot. Tighten the kneecaps, lift up into the chest. Feel that you can extend into the arms. And then come over, find the shin. And reach up. Keep that back leg deeply engaged. Look up if you can, or just forwards or down if you can't. Just feel the body in 3 dimensions. never losing that back leg, keeping that back leg firm, tightening the kneecaps. As soon as you let go with the kneecaps, you lose the extension in the spine. Come back to the center, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. So take some deep inhalations and deep exhalations. Okay, I want you to get a belt and just to hold the belt over your, around the back of your neck like this, so you can reach either end of the belt evenly. We're going to do trikonasana again. We're going to do it in a certain way using the belt, which brings a different feeling altogether to the pose. So get the belt and then come back into Tadasana. Just feel how your Tadasana feels. Does it feel different to the last time? Just use the time in the pose to observe it. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then again jump or step the feet nice and wide, and then get hold of the belt, and then hold the belt so that it's really tight behind your neck. So pull on the belt really firmly. So don't have the belt up like this. Have the belt in line with the shoulders, so you can feel the belt on the back of the neck. Pull out really firmly. Push into the arms. Activate the legs. Really push the arms into the belt. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Really activate that back leg. Activate the front leg. Turn in the thighs, the fronts of the legs. Activate the arms really firmly, really push into the belt like you're trying to tear the belt apart. And then come down like you're a teapot. It will be more difficult to find the leg, but just find it wherever it's possible, and then keep the belt taut. Reach up to the ceiling with the chest. Observe how the pose feels different. It feels more extended in the spine. Maybe it feels lighter. Try not to collapse onto that left leg, onto that right leg, sorry. Keep the left leg really firm. Reach up, come back to the center, swap the feet around, keep the belt really tight. Turn the feet around the other way. And then again, come down, pushing into the belt, reaching up as much as you're stretching down. Feel how much more you can turn the chest, how much lighter the spine becomes by activating the arms. Keep the belt tight. And then come back to the center, bring the feet to get parallel, release the belt, bring your arms out nice and wide, and then step or jump the feet back together. Stretch your arms out like you've got the belt. Just feel how your arms naturally lengthen out from the heart area after using the belt. How the arms feel lighter. Lengthen from the heart into the arms, from the heart area into the arms. Spread the fingers, spread the palms. And release. Just take the belt again, get hold of the belt, and have it slightly too short, so you've got to really stretch the belt. And then pull the belt evenly. So it's like, well, it's not really a tug of war, but it's like one arm has to work really evenly with the other, otherwise it feels uneven. So just use the moment just to observe the arms working. How much lighter the arms become when you're pulling outwards. And release the belt. And then bring your arms out again. Just feel how naturally light they feel when you've brought that activation into the arms. and release. You can keep the belt around your neck. We're going to do trikonasana one more time, this time without the belt, but if you find that you lose that action that you had last time, you can go back to the belt, so you can keep the belt around you. So one more time into trikonasana. Put your arms out nice and wide. Just feel that you can lengthen into both arms evenly. In towards the chest, and then step or jump the feet apart, and just feel that the belt is there on the arms. Really extend out. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Feel that you've got the belt, and then keep that extension in the spine that you lose when you take hold, when you let the belt go. Reach up, reach into both arms evenly. Keep extending evenly into both arms. Look up if you can. Keep the legs really firmly engaged, especially that back leg. Just working the arms encourages the body to work into the legs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Reach up, come back to the center. Keep the arms outstretched. Pull in on that imaginary belt. You can let the arms rest if you need to. Pull in on the imaginary belt and then come back over to the left. Pull in on that imaginary belt. Observe how much more space you get in the spine. Breathe into the pose, lengthening into the pose. Feel how much extending the arms encourages you to extend the legs. And then reach up, come back to the center, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Coming back into Tadasana. Just observing how the body feels. Listening to the breath. Just for a moment, just release the belt. Bring the feet hip width apart, turn the toes in. You can always go to the lift rather than coming all the way down into uttanasana. Otherwise, just raise your arms, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, wrap your fingers around your elbows. Pull the elbows apart like you've got a belt around them. And then extend forwards, keeping the head lifted, keeping the arms lifted, pulling those elbows apart like there's a belt around the elbows. And then hang down in uttanasana. Keeping that feeling that you're trying to push the elbows apart, but you keep them connected with the fingers so that you lengthen in the spine. Activate the legs, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, tighten the kneecaps. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. The more you activate the legs, the more you lift the legs out of the floor and up into the hip socket, the more you can extend the spine down to the floor. But keep the arms really active, like you've got a belt around the arms and you're trying to push out into the belt. But the fingers wrapped around the outsides of the elbows just stops them from falling apart. Okay, release your hands down to the floor, bend your knees if you need to, and then come back into Tadasana. Just find your Tadasana, feel how your body has changed. Just let the body settle, let the breath settle. Bring your arms out nice and wide. Feel like you've got the belt around your neck. If you feel like you might lose that feeling, just get the belt and just have it around your neck, just so that you've got it there, so you can go back to it if necessary. So feel that you're pulling outwards evenly, or use the belt if you lost it. Bring your arms in towards your chest, step or jump the feet apart nice and wide. Turn the left toes in and the right leg and foot all the way out. Keep pulling evenly on those arms. If you lose the action, then go back to the belt. Pull on the belt, tighten the kneecaps, and then bend the front leg. Keep that back leg straight. Keep pulling really firmly on the belt, or stretching the arms evenly. Find that right angle with that front leg. Keep the back leg straight. Keep pushing into that back leg. And then release. Straighten the leg, turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out. If you use the belt on the other side, then release it. If you didn't use the belt on the other side, then use it for this side. Just observe how it changes the pose. If you're not using the belt, then as you bend that knee, stretch into the arm, stretch into the back leg. Stretch into those arms like you're pulling the belt apart. If you're using the belt, feel how that gives you length in the spine. Keep bending that knee, finding your right angle. Okay, straighten the leg, bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Just breathing even and deep inhalations and exhalations. Okay, come down onto your knees, and then if you can, I want you to put your belt into a little loop. So just put your belt into a loop that's as wide apart as your shoulders. And then I want you to slip the belt onto your elbows. So you want it to be so that when you've got it on your elbows, you can, and you push your arms into the belt, the hands aren't kind of splaying out to the angle, they're kind of still parallel to each other. So if you're a bit too tight, if the arms are out like this, then it's not wide enough. The arms should be still parallel when you really push firmly into the belt. If they're more like this, where the arms are kind of not parallel anymore, then the belt is too tight, too loose. So belt around the elbows, and they're still parallel when you stretch down. Then I want you to bring your hands onto the floor. Spread the fingers, spread the palms. And then step the feet back, turn the toes under, have the feet have the hands shoulder width apart, have the feet hip width apart, and then come up into dog down. Now when you come up into dog down, it will go loose. So bring the arms a bit wider, push the elbows really firmly into the belt. And then just notice how light the spine becomes. Push the elbows really firmly into the belt. So bring the hands a bit wider apart if need be. But feel the length of the spine. Let your head hang down. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Push in the elbows into the belt. Fill in the lungs from the bottom to the top. Emptying them from the top to the bottom. So keeping the arms straight, but keeping the elbows pushing into the belt. Okay, come down onto your knees. And then sit back on your heels. Just release the belt. So just give me a little thumbs up. Does the belt make any difference? That means yes. Sideways, not sure, down, no. Just give me a little indication. Yeah, okay, good, good, good. That's a unanimous yes, that's good. Sit back on the heels, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area to the ceiling, and then hinge at the hips. Come forwards, hinging at the hips, stretching the arms away, lengthening into the arms, keeping the seat bones down on the heels, and then bringing the forehead down. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Focusing on inhalations and exhalations. Drawing the tailbone down towards your heels. Feeling that your back can stretch into the pose, that your back opens up. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then push yourself up, sit back on your heels, just observe your energy. Just feel how the energy of the body has changed. Just listen to the breath. So come onto all fours, and we're going to go into rajakapotasana. So have the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, stretching from the knees into the toes, pressing the shins into the floor. So just be on all fours. Press the palms into the floor. Feel connected with the ground. Feel like you lift from the knees into the hips, from the wrists into the armpits. And then bring your right knee forwards to make contact with the right wrist, leaving that right foot underneath the left hip. And then stretch the left leg away. Stretch that left leg away and then come up onto the fingertips. Tadasanaise that back leg. Tighten the kneecap. Turn the front of the thigh inwards so that the back of the thigh, you feel it broadening outwards from the big toe to the little toe side so that the hips come level. Lengthen from the abdomen up to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, and then extend your chin to the ceiling if you can, or just look forwards if there's a problem with your neck. Lengthening from the root of the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Push the knees away from each other. Okay, bring the palms flat back down onto the floor. Turn the toes in of that left leg and then walk yourself in and then come back onto all fours. Just have a little wriggle in the hips, just feeling the outside edge of the hips opening up as you swing the hips from one side to the other. And then just reset, really feeling the floor, lifting out of the floor, lifting out of the knees into the feet, hips, knees into the hips, wrists into the armpits. And then bring the left knee to make contact with the left wrist. Bring the left foot underneath the right thigh and then stretch that right leg away. Come up onto the fingertips. Tadasanaise that back leg, turning the front of the thigh inwards. Keeping the kneecap tight under that back leg. Pressing the foot into the floor. And then lengthening from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. pushing in the knees away from each other, keeping that back leg firmly engaged. Okay, bring the palms down, turn your toes under, step in, and then come back onto all fours and just have a little wriggle about again. Just feel how much more space you have in the sides, hips. And then sit back on your heels again, big toes together, knees apart. And then one more time, just stretch forward into Adho Mukha Virasana, just feeling how there is space in the hips and around the lower back. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just rest your arms at the sides of the body in the traditional child's pose. Just let the body sink into the floor. But if it becomes heavy on your head, which it can do, then consciously extend from the shoulders into the fingertips, just to direct some of the weight backwards. Just feel the body as a conduit of energy. Feel the body, I don't think conduit is the right word, as a body of energy. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then push yourself back up into a seated position, just observing the energy of the physical body. And then just come into cross legs, just sitting directly on the floor and coming into either swastikasana or half padmasana, whichever is comfortable and doable for you. Just don't push your knees into position that they don't want to go in. Just hold onto your knees. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. And if you sink like this, then sit on a lift, sit on a folded blanket, or sit on on a block. Feel that you can roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. You can lift from the outer abdomen to the outer ribs to the armpits, to the shoulders, but drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. Draw your chin forward and down to make contact with the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Raise the anal sphincter, draw it inwards and up towards the diaphragm. For Mula Bandha. And then focus on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, emptying them from the top to the bottom. Maybe allowing the in-breath to overflow from the top of the energy of the in-breath to overflow from the top of the lungs and into the arms and into the spine and into the legs. Maintaining Mula Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha. Feel that the body is a compact unit, Everything connected to everything. Just as in life, everything is connected to everything. Okay, with an out breath, release Mula Bandha, release Jalandhara Bandha, and then raise the head, look forwards. Just feel how the body feels like a self-contained unit of energy. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. The abdomen and your ribs and your shoulders, keeping the neck soft. Come back to the center. Just again, go back to that unit of energy. And then turn to the left. Feel how perhaps the body has woken up. How your energy feels alive and vital. And then gently come back to the center. Just come down onto your back and come into supta baddha. Having the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Just lengthen the body down into the floor. Push the heels consciously together. Push the outside edge of the feet consciously together so that you create compactness in the hips. So that you can lengthen the sacrum away from the lumbar. Lengthening the sacrum into the tailbone, which you gently turn up to the ceiling. Stretch your arms out to the ceiling, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands and turn the palms all the way out. And then lengthen your arms along the floor. If there's stiffness in your shoulders, have a folded blanket or some blocks underneath your hands. If there's stiffness in your hips, put blocks on the outsides of the thighs. But if you consciously push the heels together, maybe you don't need the blocks. But use them if you do need them. Just turning that sacrum spine away from the lumbar, pressing the lumbar into the floor, turning the tailbone gently up to the ceiling. Raise your arms back to the ceiling, swap the interlock of the fingers so that the other index finger is at the top of the stack. And then turn the palms all the way out. And again, extend your arms along the floor or using supports if you need them. So keep the pose alive with your attention. So we don't just come into the pose and just wait until we can come out. We spend time in the pose. And we acknowledge that time. We acknowledge the effects on the physical body. Release your arms, just rest your hands on your lower ribs. Let the feet just fall apart for a moment. Let the legs relax. Let the body just release into the straight line of the floor. And then gently draw your knees together. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. Maybe even getting hold of the feet and having a little rock in Happy Baby. Just working into the spine. And get yourself a folded blanket for underneath your head. Stretch your legs out. Come up onto your elbows. Make sure that you've got room to stretch out. Make sure you're in a straight line down the middle of your mat. And then guide yourself down the centre of your mat. Have your arms just resting into the floor, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Allow the physical body to completely release into the floor. Let the muscles of the arms and the legs unhook so that the body becomes heavy on the ground. But out of that heaviness, perhaps you acknowledge the energetic lightness that radiates from the bones, radiating into the muscles, radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Radiating into the organs, including the flesh and the skin. Basking in that feeling of energetic lightness, using your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute the feeling of lightness evenly down into the toes, into the fingers, and up into the top of the head. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then just very gently roll onto your right side, stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. And then just come back into cross legs with the hands in Namaste. Closing your eyes and drawing your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the breath work bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. To people, to places, to things that need our positive energy. And then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. Just connecting the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb, a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our day as an intention. And then raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel like you've really stretched yourself out, you've opened up your energy and you've given yourself good positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.